Hey Glam Squad, it's me Sarah, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a affordable Kim Kardashian style look. So I was looking for some inspiration for today's video. I wanted to create something wearable and a little bit more on the natural side. The challenge was to pick a makeup look inspired by a TV show or a movie. So I decided to go for the Kardashians. This is also like a highly requested video as well. So I found this beautiful photo of Kim and I just think she looks just naturally beautiful. I'm sure she's wearing a lot of makeup, but it looks like it's very natural and glowy and very wearable as well. So I wanted to recreate that look today and just play around with different products that would be quite affordable and just kind of give my feedback on them as I go along. So with that being said, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give it a nice thumbs up and leave a comment before you leave as well. It would mean the world to me. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm going to start off with the complexion today. I know, shock horror, but I wanted to keep the eyes really simple, so I've just decided to do my complexion first. So I'm going to start off with priming, and I'm going to be using the Revolution baking oil. It's so good if you have very dry, dehydrated, or like combination skin where it's mostly dry. I highly recommend this oil. I don't really know why it's called a baking oil because it is a primer, but it's an amazing product nonetheless. It comes with a little dropper. So you just pop a little bit onto your hand, and then I just like to kind of warm it up and then just apply it on my skin. So like if you do have oily areas, you can choose to avoid those areas, but this just creates a beautiful base underneath your foundation, especially if you're wearing like heavy types of foundation. It just gives your skin a gorgeous like glow from within. Oh my god, I just love this product so much. But I have very dry, dehydrated skin, so this product would probably be a little bit too heavy or a bit too much for someone that would have oily skin or even just normal skin, because it's quite a heavy product. I should have waited to put on my mane. It's like weighing my head back. Okay. I'm also going to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. So this, I'm just going to like scrape up with my nail. I'm just going to pop it on kind of the oily areas. I found out that I was using this wrong the last time. I just wasn't applying enough. I'm just going to put a little bit here on my forehead. It looks a tiny bit too shiny. Yeah, you probably noticed that my background and my lighting is like changing up constantly, and that's because it is, but it's because I'm trying to find like the perfect kind of setup. We just stay in like a small 2-bedroom apartment, so I don't really have a filming room. I just have our bedroom, so I have to kind of take down my equipment every night and put it back up when I need to film. So okay, I think that's blended nicely. I can't wait for the day where I have my own filming studio and I can set it up properly the way I want. For now, I just gotta make do with what you have. So I'm having fun though, trying to find the the best setup. I've got loads of backdrops. At the minute I'm just using wall. I like the wall because I feel like it brightens up the whole picture more than my backdrop does. I do have a white backdrop, but I just feel like it needs to be a good bit behind me and I just don't have the space to push my backdrop really far behind me. So yeah, it's all like hit and miss at the minute, but we'll get there. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Sleek foundation. I'm going to be mixing, actually there's no need to mix. I'm just going to use shade 2 because I don't have tan on, so I might as well just stick with the lightest shade. This is just a gorgeous light to medium coverage foundation. Really dewy, great for combination and dry skin. Yeah, I've recommended it to loads of people and everyone's been like, oh my god, it's so good. I'm so glad you recommended it to me. So my favorite concealer at the minute is the Revolution Conceal and Define, and this is in shade C2. I use this all the time and I love it, but I wanted to try out the e.l.f. concealer again. I used this in one of my past videos there quite recently, and I was saying to you guys that I wasn't really sure about it, so I wanted to just give it another go. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions. I'm not going to give it like a review just yet. I'm just going to try it again another few times and see how I get on with it, and I said I'd keep you guys updated. So I'm just going to pop this right under my eyes, and I'm also going to prime my lid with this as well. I'm just going to pat it out using a damp sponge. This one is from Revoluna. Oh, I should use my Morphe one. Damn it. It's alright. So I'm using this on my lids as well as a primer. So I will kind of set it in place with a powder because it's not necessarily a primer, so it's just going to crease. So to keep it in place, I'm just going to set it down with some powder. I actually much prefer the concealer now that I've tried it a second time. I don't know why. I used the same colour and everything the first time. Don't know why it just didn't come out like this. Like, I think it gives pretty good coverage and I'm really happy with that. What do you guys think? I'm actually really impressed because the first time I was just like, nah, it's alright. It just shows that you can't like give your review on something straight up. Like, your opinion is always going to change on products, so something to keep in mind. I'm going to be using the Revolution Lace Powder and I just tapped it into the lid. I'm not a huge fan of the packaging, like it is really cute, but I just wish that it had a deeper lid because I feel like it still goes everywhere when you tap it in. I know maybe that's just me. I have one from or is it RMCA? I always get it wrong. Or CMA or MCA, I'm not sure. But that one I actually really like it. It's like a really deep pot and it has a really deep lid as well, so you can just pour it in, and I think I'm just used to that packaging. I just think it works really well for me. Just using the tip of it and I'm just tapping it in. I'm not using much pressure at all. Let's try and get my mirror. I'm going to be using the Revolution bronzer. This is in 02 Warm. This is the Mega Bronzer. And I'm a little bit concerned because it looks much darker than my normal bronzer. I'm not wearing any tan today either, so I'm a little bit concerned, but I don't have any other affordable bronzers. So I'm using the Blank Canvas Cosmetics F42 brush. Okay. Now that it's all blended in together, it doesn't look as bad. When I first put it on, I thought this is going to be a disaster, but it's actually okay. For blush, I'm going to be using the Sleek Pink Lemonade 369 blush, and I'm going to be using this one right here. Sorry, I'm blind you. This one right here is called Pink Mint, and I'm going to be using this brush from Luna. It's an Irish brand, but I just really like the brush. I don't know why, but it just applies my blush like really nicely, and it also applies highlight really well as well. So this, I actually got this in a gift set, so this is gonna be like really pink. Totally out of my comfort zone because, you know, I like a peach blush usually. I'm gonna have to do lots of blending because I think I applied way too much on this side. I'm gonna go in with my sponge and just kind of tap over it. If you ever apply too much product, this is a great trick as well to kind of tone it down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and apply some highlight. I'm going to be using a Sleek palette again. This is an oldie but a goodie. The highlight in this is just one of the best drugstore highlights I've ever tried. So I'm going to be mixing some of the gold and the pink together. I'm just using an eyeshadow like blending brush for this. When you use a small brush like this, it just makes the highlight look a bit more intense. And it's also kind of gives you a bit more control if you want to be like a little bit more specific on where you put the highlight. So I'm just going to put it right here on the cheekbone, kind of the highest point. I'm also going to put some on my nose, down the center. And so a little bit just above the highest point of my brow, just catch the light. We all know the Kardashians are really bronzy and glowy, so I really want to achieve that with this look. So moving on to my brows, they badly need sorting out. I'm going to be using the Revolution Pro in shade medium brown. I hope this is going to be an okay shade for me. I'm just going to use an angle brush. This is the one from the So Sue kit, so I just really like the angle brush, and this is really precise. And you know what, I've actually totally gone off using pomades or gels or anything like that. I actually really enjoy filling in my brows now using a pencil. just a really thin pencil just to fill out the gaps. I just think it looks a little bit more natural. So I'm a little bit nervous about using this product today. I'm just going to kind of fill out the outline of my brow first. So I'm just going to go around the edges. So it's really just underneath here and up top here by my arch is really sparse. So they're the areas really that I like to focus on filling out. So I just want to set everything in place, especially when you're using like gels and pomades and even pencils. You just want to kind of set the product in place, and also your hair, so they don't kind of fly away throughout the day. You just imagine your brow hairs flying away, but you know what I mean, they're not like sticking up in all directions. I'm going to be using the Brow Shape Defining Gel. This is from a brand called Delilah, D-E-L-I-L-A-H. They sent me down this a good few months ago during Browtober when I had no brows, so I couldn't make use of it at the time, but I've been using it since and I actually really like it. So I'm just going to be very lightly. I don't want to apply too much product because, like I said, I want to keep them very natural. I know you guys loved the look I created with the Beauty Bay palette a couple of weeks ago, so I decided to make use of this palette and create something a little bit more wearable with it. And like I said, it's one of those palettes that you just reach for all the time. It's just got all the neutral shades in it. So I'm going to be using these two shades, kind of a mix of them, just to warm up the crease, and then I'll use this shade right in the inner corner. It's just a matte beige. Nothing else. I like that name, it's cute. But I'm just going to be putting that right in the inner corner just to kind of brighten it up. There's no shimmer or anything in it, it's just pure cream, but I just think it'd be amazing just in the inner corner to really make the eyes pop. So I'm going to go in with Sincere, which is the lighter shade first. I'm using my Blank Canvas Cosmetics trusty blending brush, and I'm going to pop this right into the crease just to get the colour on there, and then I'm just going to buff it out. But I'm also going to smoke it all over the lid as well. I'm still using Sincere. I'm literally just working on building up the colour, so I'm just apply a little as I go instead of going in with too much product in one go and then you're left with too much on the lid. It's just better to kind of build it up slowly. And I'm holding the brush at the end as well, which means that I have very light pressure on the brush. Nothing left on the brush now. I'm just dusting it up to the brow bone just to smoke out. So now I'm going to take a little bit of cinnamon bun using the same brush, and we're just going to use this just in the crease to deepen it up slightly. And then I'm going to go in a little bit more, and I'm just going to pop this on the lid. I'm going to change my brushes. I'm just going to go into the smaller blending brush. I'm just using this just to blend everything out. I'm not adding any additional product to it or any product at all. I'm just using it because it's a little bit more precise than the bigger blending brush, and it will just blend everything together. Smooth it all out. I'm also just going to bring it right down to the lower lash line. Just using Sincere again, the lighter brown shade. We're just going to smoke that out. You hear banging, that is my fiance in the kitchen. I don't know what he's doing. He's obviously doing some damage by the sounds of it. I'm just going to pop that beige shade right in the inner corner, and then I'll apply some lashes and I'll be right back. It's great to see the look coming together. So just to finish off the look, I'm going to just apply some lip gloss. I'm going to be using the Sosu Gloss Bitch. This is like a nude gloss, and I'm going to put a little bit of the e.l.f. plumping lip gloss over it. You can use this on its own. Kim looks like she's wearing like a peachy nude gloss in the photo, so this is the only gloss that I have that kind of looks similar, and I'm just going to apply like a very thin coat because this is really pigmented, and then I'll just put a little bit of the pink on top, and that will kind of give it that kind of pinky nude look that I'm going for. So this is it. This is the finished look. This is my Kim Kardashian inspired look using affordable products. Of course I had to put in my Kim K weave as well. I really hope you enjoyed this look. Please don't forget to give it a nice thumbs up and subscribe before you leave. It will totally make my day, and I hope I get to see you in my next video.